Well, hello there, everybody. I think I got my landscape slash vertical hold, horizontal mess all figured out, hopefully. I think, if what I'm seeing correctly, it's coming through in a normal viewing angle. So we shall see. I'm going to pull it up on the computer just to make sure that I can see what I want to see, which is a nice horizontal picture of Yankee Stadium. And yes, there it is. Well, let me turn the mute on my computer here. We don't want echoing around here. So, I think we finally beat the things that are my bane in life, which sometimes is technology. All right, so we are ready for game number 16 in the Mark Fydrich replay. I don't usually like to do these back-to-back in days, but the last one was so bad with the way the camera had to be done that I wanted to get back out it and get back on the bike and do it again. When you fall down, you get back up and ride again, as they say. So that's what I'm going to try to do. They are playing here at Yankee Stadium. One of the slight problems with this matchup is that the cards for the Tigers and the cards for the Yankees look virtually identical. They both have that same blue tone to them, so might be a little bit interesting to see on camera. Let me lower this, see if I can get a little closer on the cards and still fit in everything that needs to be there. Got the score sheet. This game was played August the 3rd, so I'm trying to make sure that everything fits in before I even get going, and hopefully before anybody shows up, so when they show up, assuming they show up, it looks halfway decent, which I think this does. So this looks like it's going to work, hopefully, knock on wood. I'm crossing my fingers, so to speak. All right, so we are at Yankee Stadium. In fact, I'm going to move this down just a touch, I think. Or is that too far? Maybe that's too far. Maybe I need to push it up just a little bit. All right. Can I get the Yankee Stadium card in there from up here? I think I can, because I want to get the Yankee Stadium card in there, but still keep Yankee Stadium on the picture. All right, so there we go. So I think we're okay now. And Ed Figueroa is going to be the starting pitcher for the Yankees on the 76 season. He was 19-10 with a 3.02 ERA. And of course, he is opposing Mark Fydrich. Fydrich is entering the game, his start number 16, at a record of 10-4. And he's going to see what he can do to become 11-4. So the starting lineups, we'll run through them very quickly, but as you can see, as I put the LaFleur card down here, you can see the Yankee and Tiger cards look almost identical. The only difference is the Tigers have the red in the gray boxes, whereas the Yankees have that navy blue or midnight blue or whatever it's called, whatever their shade of blue is. There it is. So let's go through the starting lineups very quickly. Don't have to be quickly, actually, because I'm live. I'm not constricted by time. Ron LaFleur is in center. Tom Verizer's at short. Rusty Staub is in right. Willie Horton's the DH. Jason Thompson's at first. Alex Johnson's in left. Aurelio Rodriguez is at third. Interesting flip here. Usually Garcia bats eighth and Kim bats ninth, but they've flipped them today for some reason. Ralph Houck decided to flip them. Don't know why. So Kim is batting eighth and Garcia is batting ninth. For the Yankees, it'll be Mick the Quick, Mickey Rivers in center field. Steady Roy White in left, the captain Thurman Munson behind the plate, Chris Chambliss at first, Carlos May the DH, Greg Nettles at third, Oscar Gamble in right, Sandy Alomar at second, and the Chicken Man Fred Stanley is at shortstop batting ninth. All right, so I think I've got everything in here where it'll fit. Just make sure that the dice tray fits in here completely, because I don't want to miss anything on the dice tray. All right, so I think we're okay now, and I think the lighting is okay. Looks like everything is copacetic. It's certainly a lot better than what it was yesterday. So we are ready to get going. It is Ron LaFleur stepping into the box against Ed Figueroa. And this game start number 16 for Fydrich is underway. 1-1 is a double question mark right off the bat. LaFleur's a righty. The double question mark comes down here to this section here. If it's a 1-5 on the D20, it's a star line out, but this is a 17, so we treat it as a blank and move on to LaFleur's card. And now we have a 2-1, and a 2-1 is a ground ball back to Figueroa. So 1-3 ground out. We'll take care of that. One away, and here comes Tom Verizor, the shortstop. Figueroa 6-2, and that's a home run question mark. We come down here to the home run section. 1-16 for a right-handed batter, and that's a 14, so it passes this check. But now Verizor is only a 2 on his home run, so we got to re-roll the D20. If it's a 1 or a 2, it's a home run. Otherwise, we finish the bat on Verizor's card, and it's no home run. And that's a 3. Boy, he just missed it. All right, so we're going to finish up on Verizor. And that's a 3-3, but he is still going to single past third. So he didn't get the homer, but he did get the single right past Nettles. And now Verizor has an attempt of 1. Figueroa's hold is a 0. So a 1, he will attempt to steal. 2-3, it'll be a hit and run. 20, we have a possible pickoff. And that's a 20, so it's a possible pickoff. We go to Figueroa's card. A 1-2 is a pickoff. A 3, it'll be a pickoff error. And it's 13, so no pickoff. So everything stays right where it is. Nothing changes. Verizor will hang on, but it can't get a lead. Yankees will play at double play depth, so Staub will now be a 4 double play rating. But Figueroa is going to knock him back down to a 3 because of this -1. So he is a 4, but the aggregate is a total of 3 if there's a ground ball. But right now, Rusty Staub wants to hit something in the air and preferably in the gap. 3-2, and that's a blank, so we go right to Rusty Staub's card. 4-1, he's going to fly to left, so he didn't get what he wanted. 2 up, or 2 down rather, not 2 up, 2 down, but 2 up, 2 down. Hello, Derek Dodgers Royals fan. Welcome to the game. You haven't missed much. I'm not sure when you actually arrived, but right now we're 3 batters in. LaFleur grounded to Figueroa for the first out. Verizor singled, and Rusty Staub just flew to left, so you've caught up now. It's 2 outs and a man at first for Willy Horton. 6-2, and that's a home run question mark. 16 is the right-hander. That's an 11, so it passes that check. So we're going to go to Willy Horton, and he's got a 17. So if this D20 is anything other than an 18, 19, or 20, Willy Horton will go deep, and it'll be a 2-run homer for Willy Horton. And it is 2-run homer for Willy Horton. He heard a who and he heard a homer. And it is 2-0 Tigers as Horton gives Fydrich an early lead to work with. The Yankees actually won this game in real life 4-3. Fydrich did take the loss when 7 innings, gave up 4 runs, but he's looking to rewrite history on this one. Cool. I didn't know, is Chris still doing his doubleheader? I thought he had finished. I wouldn't have streamed if he was on. I thought when I looked at it, it said an hour ago or he had finished or something, but didn't mean to bump into his territory. I thought he was done. I apologize for that, Chris. But yeah, I don't like to. He's finished. Okay, all right. I don't like to try to. I try to follow at least what I consider to be certain etiquette. Where if somebody's streaming, I don't jump in the middle of it and try to take away from their stream. So I usually I try my best to check that before I get on, and do it this time of day. I figure it's not heavy traffic for streaming. Most of that's going to happen around 7 or 8 o'clock tonight. So right after work, since I work from home, I don't have any driving to do. The time it takes me to drive home, I can play a game. So that's kind of what I'm doing. So the 2-run homer by Horton, 2-0 Tigers. Here is Jason Thompson. Figueroa 3-5, trying to recover. It's a blank. So we'll go to Thompson's card. And Thompson, a 5-5, is a fly to right field to end the inning. But the damage is done. Willy Horton, a 2-run bomb off of Figueroa. And the Tigers have given the Bird a 2-run lead as the Tigers are trying to give the Yankees the Bird. And it'll be Mickey Rivers to lead things off here in the bottom of the first. 1-3 on Fydrich is an automatic star line. So let's see what the out is. It's a 5, which is a ground ball to third. So Mickey Rivers grounds out to Aurelio Rodriguez, 1 away, and that brings up Roy White. Roy White, 3-4. 3-4 on Fydrich. He found another star line. Look at that. So he's found both his star lines on those 2 rolls. This one's a 6, which is a fly to center. So LaFleur takes it in very easily. And here is Thurman Munson, the captain. 6-5, that's a range play, so we're going to Thurman Munson's card. Checking the range, 1-2. It's a double to left field potentially. But the range of the left fielder will come into play. Alex Johnson, though, was only a 1. So this has to be a 1 or Munson's double will stand. And it will stand. So Thurman Munson, a double to left field. 2-out double to left field. And now Chris Chambliss is up with a chance to tie the game against Fydrich. 6-2 is another range play. This one at the ballpark at Yankee Stadium right there. So I think the stadium's card is still in view, so I'll have to move it. But it's a range play at the stadium. 1-1 is a single plus to left field. Well, the first thing we got to do is figure out whether it's going to be a single or whether Johnson's going to be able to get to it. Again, he's only a 1. And he cannot get to it. So it will be a single plus. That means the runner on second scores automatically as Chambliss singles, and he's got a chance to go to second based on his run rating. His BR rating is a 2, and Johnson's arm rating is a 1 plus 1, so that makes him a 3. So if this red die is a 3 or less, he will actually get a double out of this. 4 or 5 he has to hold. 6 he's going to be out trying. And he makes it, so it's a double. So that single turns into a double. So back-to-back doubles, and we got a tie game 1-1 as Alex Johnson's lack of range has come up twice now in 2 at-bats in a row. So Ralph Houck may be wondering why he put him out in left field. All right, here's Fydrich to Carlos May. 2-5. 2-5 is a potential walk. His walk total is a 14. Stadium takes away 2, makes it a 12, so 16's above that. No walk. And now 1-3 is a ground ball to second, handled by Garcia. Inning's over, but the Tigers get a run back and cut the lead to 2-1. So at the end of 1, it is 2-1 favor of Detroit. And Figueroa will come out and see if he can't do a little bit better. And of course, Alex Johnson's going to lead off. Typically, when you watch a game, a guy makes a really good defensive play and he leads off the next inning. Well, Alex Johnson butchered 2 plays and he's going to lead off this inning. So it happens both ways, I guess. 5-5 is a @ sign, so that means we're going to Yankee Stadium. Yankee Stadium it is. 4-6 is a star line 6, which on Figueroa is a fly to right. And there's one away. That'll bring up Aurelio Rodriguez. 1-1, that's a double question mark. Again, only a 1-5. That's a 13, well out of that range. So it's considered a blank, and we go to Rodriguez to finish the at-bat. 6-6, he's going to fly to left. So 2 flyouts, and Figueroa may be settling in a bit. Here's Bruce Kim. 5-6 is another range play. So we go to Bruce Kim's card to see who the range is going to be checked on. It's a 3-3, which is a star line 6, which is a fly to right. So we're checking the range of the right fielder, Oscar Gamble. You might remember him from the 77 White Sox replay. He is a 3. So 1, 2, or 3, he will make the play. 4, 5, or 6, he will not. It's a 2, so he does make it. So Oscar Gamble got over and hauled that one in, and we go to the bottom of the second. Still 2-1 in favor of the Tigers. All right, Mark the Bird back out, facing Greg Nettles. Nettles to lead it off will be Nettles, Gamble, and Alomar. 4-1, and that's a wild pitch, but of course nobody's on base, so it's treated as a foul ball. So we go right back off Fydrich again. 3-2 is a blank, so now we're going to Nettles. 2-1 is a star line 1, which is a ground ball to second. And there's one away. Brings up Oscar Gamble. 1-3, that's another one of his star lines, so it's an automatic out. We'll see what the out is. It's a 3, which is a ground ball to first, so Jason Thompson will take that to the bag himself. 2 up, 2 down for Sandy Alomar. 5-2, and that's a blank, so we go to Alomar. 4-3. 4-3 is a fly to right, and that's going to end the inning. So nothing doing there for Alomar or the Yankees. We go to the third. Still 2-1 in favor of the Tigers. So Ed Figueroa back out. And after this game, the Fydrich will have, I think it's 4 or 5 straight home games in a row, home starts in a row. His next start is at home against Cleveland, so he'll get a rematch against Cleveland, who he lost to in extra innings at Municipal Stadium in Cleveland. So he's going to get them at home at Tiger Stadium and try to make amends for that. All right, here, Pedro Garcia is going to lead off, start the third. 3-1 is a strikeout chance. His strikeouts are 13. The stadium takes away 3, makes it a 10, but that's a 9. So 9 fits in, or actually that's a 6. So that's definitely less than 10. So we do get the K either way. But Yankee Stadium's going to reduce the number of strikeouts and walks that would normally happen. Here's Ron LaFleur. 2-3 for LaFleur. And against a right-hander, that's a blank. Lefty would have been a walk plus, but against a right-hander, it is blank. So we skip that and go to LaFleur. LaFleur finishes the at-bat on a 3-4, which is a Starline 4, which over here is a ground ball to Nettles. So 2 up and 2 down. That brings up Verizor. Verizor singled and scored on the home run by Willy Horton in the first. 3-3, and that's a potential error if a throw is necessary. We'll see if a throw is even necessary. Verizor, 5-3. It's a fly to left, so no throw is even required, so no error check to be concerned about. Tigers go down 1-2-3. We go to the bottom of the third. Still 2-1. Favor the Tigers. Fydrich involved in a lot of nail biters where he just can't get the run support most days. So here's Fred Stanley. Fred Stanley, he did get it against the Orioles late, but it took him a while to get the run support but in the previous game, but usually he's sweating it out. Here's Fred Stanley. 6-3 is a strikeout chance. Stanley strikeout's a 9, but you lose 3, makes it a 6. That's a 13. 13's way above 6, so no strikeout. We go to Stanley to finish. 1-2, it's a ground ball to third. Rodriguez will make the play. 1 down, and that brings up Mick the Quick. He grounded to Rodriguez himself in the first at bat. 6-3 is another strikeout chance, but that's a 20, so nobody's going to strike out on a 20 hardly. So here's Rivers. 5-2, and he's going to double to center field. So he fought off a tough pitch, avoided the strikeout, and clips a double to center field. And whoops, hit my little cord there. Cord out of the way. So Mickey Rivers is aboard on a double, 1-out double, and that'll bring up Roy White. 4-5, blank on Fydrich. White, that's a leaner, but it's close enough. 5-5, and that's a single to center field. Single to center field. Let's see if Rivers can score. He probably can because LaFleur is a +1 arm. So on the chart, to score on a single, to score from second on a single to center, you add 2. Then you add 1 from LaFleur's arm. That's a +3. Then you add the BR rating of the base running rating of Rivers, which is a 4. It makes it a 7. So he will score without a throw. And we have a tie ball game. So we're tied at 2. Roy White comes through with the base hit. Now his attempt rating to steal is a 4. So we'll see if he can get a jump based on that 4. And he does not. So he will stand pat. And that'll bring up Thurman Munson. Infield is at double play depth, so Munson's double play rating jumps to a 3. 6-1 is a potential walk. His walk is only a 6. -2 is a 4. That's a 9. No walk. Finish up on Munson. 5-6 is a Starline 4, which is a ground ball to third. Potential double play. He is a 3. So we'll see if we get that double play or not. They do not. It's a 4. So is 4 more than the BR rating of Roy White? It is not. It is the same. So since it's not greater than, White will advance. So it's going to be a 5-3 putout, I believe it was. And Roy White is going to take second base. So White's in scoring position with 2 outs for Chris Chambliss. And Chambliss had that big double his first time up. 5-6, error on a ground ball, potentially. 1-5. 1-5 is a ground ball to second. Will it be an error? Garcia's error rating is 11, but that's a 12. So Garcia will barely get to it. Had that been an 11 or less, it would have been an error, but since it's a 12, he was able to get to it and keep the Yankees from getting anything else. But they got the run to tie the game on the base hit by Roy White after Rivers had doubled. And we go to the fourth, tied at 2. Hey Clinton, how you doing? So tempted to talk politics, but I will refrain. I want to enjoy myself and not think about what's going on in the world. So here we go. Figueroa. Leading off, facing Rusty Staub, 2-2, top of the 4th. And we get a 4-4. 4-4 is a blank, so we're going to move to Rusty Staub's card. 4-1, that's a fly to left. So Rusty, still Rusty, he's 0 for 2. He's flown to left twice. Here's Willy Horton, he homered his first time. 2-5, might strike out this time. Although strikeout's a 12, you lose 3 from the stadium. It's a 9, 13 is greater than 9, so no strikeout. So Horton gets a chance. 6-6, he's going to starline 6 it, which is a fly to right field. So Figueroa getting a lot of fly ball outs in this game, as opposed to last game when Fydrich got a lot of ground ball outs. He's getting a lot of fly ball outs. So here's Jason Thompson. 4-5, and that's a potential strikeout. His strikeout's a 12. You lose 3 from the stadium, makes him a 9, but that is a 9. So the strikeout will stand barely. Yankee Stadium almost cost him that strikeout, but Figueroa had just enough to get it by Thompson to end the inning. We go to the bottom of the 4th, still tied at 2. Hey, RJL, as you notice, I've gotten the camera issue fixed, and we're back to landscape and hopefully full wide berth of, visuals here instead of the knothole gang like I had like yesterday. So hopefully that will be the case going forward. I don't know what the snafu was yesterday, but I had to get it fixed. I had to make sure it wasn't something that was going to be ongoing. So fortunately, before I tested it before I did a live stream this time, just to make sure, because I didn't want to be surprised again. So here we go, bottom of the 4th, tied at 2. Carlos May to lead it off. 6-5, range play. So we're right on a range play off of Carlos May's card. And May, 6-1 is a single to right field potentially. But there's a range check, and unfortunately for Staub, he's only a 1. So unfortunately for Fydrich, his right fielder and his left fielder both only have a 1 range, and his second baseman only has a 1 range. So he's not going to benefit a whole lot from good fielding. But the range is a 1. If this is a 1, he can get to it. If not, the single will stand. And the single stands, so it's base hit Carlos May. He leads off with a single. His attempt is a 1. We'll see if he gets a jump. He does not, so he will stay there. Infield double play depth, so Nettles' double play rating jumps to a 3. Fydrich looking for that ground ball. 5-1 is the ballpark card with that @ sign, so we're going to Yankee Stadium. See what Nettles can do. If you look at Yankee Stadium, they got 4 home runs clustered right in here, and his home run is a 20. So if he gets any of these 4 with the home run on it, it is gone. 5-6, he will not. It will be a single to right field, though. So single to right field for Nettles. And now we'll see if May can get to third. May's base running rating is a 3. The arm of Staub is a +1. That makes him a 4. And then the adjustment, single to right, going from first to third, you get a +2. That makes it a 6. Since the total is a 6, there's not even going to be a throw. So he will get third base automatically. So runners are at the corners. Let's see, Nettles is a 2, so we'll keep him in place here. See if he can get a jump. He does not, so nothing going on there. But runners are at the corners with nobody out. Infield double play depth, they want to try to turn 2, although Gamble's not a very good double play man. So you know what? They're going to play the infield in, I think. Fydrich really needs a strikeout or a pop-up of some sort. 1-6. That's a potential walk, and he will walk him with that 1 on the D20. That's going to load the bases. So bases are now loaded. The only good spot for Fydrich is you got the bottom of the order, Alomar and Stanley coming up. But Alomar's not much of a double play guy either, so they're going to bring the infield in, try to get that force play at the plate, and if they get the return throw to first, that's just gravy. Fydrich, 5-6. That's a possible error on a ground ball. And that's a 3-2, which is a ground ball to first. So we're checking a possible error. That's a 10. Jason Thompson's error rating is only a 4, though, so no error whatsoever. Now we'll check the ground ball to first with the infield in. Infield in, the base running rating to run on third is -2. So that's important. We check Carlos May. He's a 3. So that means his base running is now down to a 1. So if they want to go home, they'll get the out at home as long as the red die is not a 1. If the red die is a 1, then he beats it out. It's a fielder's choice and everybody's safe. So let's take a look here. And Alomar's double play rating is also a 1. So you'd have to get that to be the double play. Otherwise, It ain't going to happen. So there you go. It's a 2. So with the infield in, they were able to, since the adjusted base running rating of Carlos May dropped from a 3 to 1 with the infield in, that 2 is greater than that, so they get the force at home. 3 to 2 on the force play, and the bases are still loaded. But the double play rating on Alomar was so low. Turns out they would have gotten it with that 2 because you would have gone up 1 on a double play at half, when they're playing double play depth, but you just can't take those chances a lot of times. Now the bases are still loaded with 1 out for Fred Stanley. He has a double play rating of 2, so when you bring the infield double play depth, he becomes a 3. So now they're going to play the infield at double play depth, not in. So let's see if Fydrich can get another a ground ball here. 3-1 is a blank, so we go to Stanley. 4-3 is a pop up to short. That's even better. Infield fly rule on the pop up to short for 2 outs. And now that puts everybody back in normal position. But Mickey Rivers, who doubled his last time up, is at the plate with the bases loaded and 2 outs. And score still tied at 2, but he's looking to give the Yankees the lead. 1-6 is a potential walk, but that's a 17, so there's no walk there. Plus, Mickey hardly ever walks. 2-1, he will hit a star line 6, which is a fly to center, and that's going to end the inning. So Fydrich pitches out of the bases loaded, nobody out jam. He gets out of it somehow like a Houdini, and the score remains 2-2 as we go to the 5th. So kudos to Mr. Fydrich right there. Got out of that mess. All right, 2-2. We start the 5th, and it'll be Alex Johnson who flied to right his first time up. 6-4, and that is a ballpark card. There's the @ sign, which means we're going to Yankee Stadium for Alex Johnson. His home run's only a 4, so even if he gets these little home run things, the D20 would have to be a 4 or less to make it count. All right, 3-5. 3-5 is a question mark 7. The D20 is a 19. 19 on Yankee Stadium is out of range. It ends at 18. Had this been an 18 or a 13 through 18, it would have been a home run. But the 19 puts it out of range, which means it's just simply a long fly ball to left field. So Alex Johnson just missed it. Yankee Stadium was just able to hold it. Roy White back at the track makes the play, 1 away. And here is Aurelio Rodriguez. 5-3, and that would be a single if he's tired, but of course he's not tired yet. So we skip it. It's treated as a blank. Rodriguez, 3-6. He's going to single to center field. So Rodriguez gets a base hit. He has an attempt of 1, so not likely to get a jump, but you never know. And he does not. So, but the double play rating goes up 1 on Kim because they're playing at double play depth. Will cost them 1 on a range play, though, if it's a range play that comes up, which just happened to come up right here, 5-6. So that means all the infielders' range is going to go down 1 because they're playing at double play depth. 4-6, it's a ground ball to the pitcher. Well, he's not affected, so his range isn't going to matter. But his range is also only a 1, so the chances of him making this are not very good. And it's not. So it's a failed range play. That's going to get through for a single. And if we check the runner advancement on an S1, from first to third, you have to have a 4 through 6 BR rating. And the BR rating of Rodriguez is only a 2, so he can only go to second base. But still, they avoid the double play. It's actually a base hit through the middle. 2 on, 1 out. Oops, Garcia got it. How do these guys get upside down? I don't know how they did that. It was not my camera. I had them upside down. It was my fault. All right, so Pedro Garcia steps to the plate. See what happens with this. 4-5, and that's a potential strikeout, but 17 is way too much. He's a 13, less 3 is a 10, so 17 way above 10. And we go to Garcia. He didn't put the ball in play. 6-3 he does. It's a fly to center, but runner cannot go to third. You lose 3 on your BR to do that, and his BR is only a 3. That makes him a 0. Mickey Rivers' arm is a 0, so with the total being 0, there's no opportunity to go to third. So there's 2 down for top of the order, and Ron LaFleur. Maybe he can pick something up. He's 0 for 2. He is due. Yeah, they were upside down, Clinton. I don't know how that happened, but at least they weren't sideways. I'm got a phobia now with sideways. In fact, I think there was a movie that came out. Wasn't there a movie that came out a couple years ago called Sideways or some kind of something? I forget what it was called, but it had. I can't think of the actor's name in it now, but it was It was one of those hip type movies. I don't remember what it was called. I thought it was called Sideways, but maybe it wasn't. I digress. 1-1, double question mark. 10 is out of range, so we skip it and go to LaFleur. He tries to get that base hit. 3-6. Nope. Ground ball to third. Nettles is there. And the inning is over. So that's going to do it for the Tigers here in the top of the fifth. We go to the bottom of the fifth. Fydrich hoping for a better fifth than he had a fourth because he struggled in that fourth, but came away unscathed. Here is Roy White. Steady Roy White. He's 1 for 2. 2-1, and that's a potential error. So let's see who we're checking for an error. 2-5. 2-5 is a fly to left. The error check is on Johnson. He's an 8. That's a 9, though. So he was able to miss the error because that's an 8, and this is a 9. So he barely makes the catch and avoids the error. Again, Alex Johnson, not exactly a gold glover out there. All right, here is Thurman Munson. 6-6 is blank on Fydrich. We go to Munson. 2-5, he's going to ground it to Garcia, and that's out number 2. So 2 up, 2 down for Chris Chambliss. 1-4, and that is against a lefty. That's an automatic star line. So we found that again, and the out is a ground ball to second. So much easier inning for Fydrich here in the fifth. We go to the sixth, tied at 2. So again, you get these close games with almost every game with Fydrich seems to be a nail biter because the Tigers just don't get him a whole lot of runs. It's a wonder he won 19 games in 1976 with the very bad Tiger team. All right, here is Verizon. He's 1 for 2. 2-3 is a blank. Again, if he was a lefty, it'd be a walk plus, but against a righty, it's a blank. Go to Verizon. 6-2. He's going to single to right field. So Verizon 2 for 3 with that single. Lowell from Wings. I know about Wings, but I'm not that familiar with it. But I thought there was a movie called Sideways, and the guy who was in it, the guy I remember that was in it, was the guy who played John Adams in the movie documentary John Adams. He was also in the Private Parts movie with Howard Stern. That's the only 2 movies I remember him being in. And his name is escaping me at the moment, but I can picture him anyway. So Verizon steps to the plate. Actually, the plate now stopped. Verizon's going to attempt a 1. And he has a 1, so he's going to attempt to steal. He got the attempt. His stolen base is only a 4. He's going to lose 1 on Figueroa, so that makes him a 3. And Munson's a 0. So it's a 1-3, and he will steal it successfully. 4-20, he's out. And he's out of there. So he got caught stealing. I'm not sure why he tried to steal, but that's just what he did. So he's out of there. Base is clear now for Rusty Staub. 5-1 is potential walk, but Staub has a walk rating of 14, but the stadium drops it by 2 to a 12, but that's a 12. So Staub will draw the base on balls. Now that caught stealing really coming back to bite him. So Staub's aboard, 1 away. Now Willie Horton's already a 5 double play rating. So if they move to double play, that will make him a 6, but -1 from Figueroa would make him a 5. So they are a double play rating, or double play depth, I should say. That's a 2-6, which is a walk plus. So that's not going to have to worry about a double play because that's a walk. You add 10 to the walk rating of Horton, which in this case was a 12, -2 is a 10, but the plus 10 makes him a 20, and 12 falls well within the 20. So those plus walks and plus strikeouts usually always occur. Hardly do they ever miss their mark. So here's Jason Thompson. 5-6, that's a range play. So we're checking the range. 1-3 is a star line 6, which is a fly to right. So we're checking the range of Oscar Gamble again. He is a 3. And he makes the play. So Oscar Gamble again up to the task. And there's 2 down. That brings up Alex Johnson. And there's no chance for Rusty Staub. His BR rating is only 2, and there's no way to get from, well, you can try it, I guess. Let's look at this before I issue it. Fly ball to right field. Use the BR rating to get from second to third. His BR rating is for Mr. Staub is a 2. His base running rating is a 2. Right fielder Gamble's arm is a 1, so that makes it a 3. So if this red die is a 1, 2, or 3, he can make third base. And he does. So actually, you know, almost cheated him out of that. So he does get to third base. So runners are now at the corners for Alex Johnson. Horton, who is now on first base, is on attempt of 1. Actually, no, it's attempt of none. So he can't do anything with that. He's not going to try to steal. So Alex Johnson's up to him to get the run in. 2-4, and 2-4 is another range play. So a lot of range plays. 3-5. 3-5 is a fly to left field against a right-handed pitcher, but the left fielder Roy White is a range of 4. So if this is a 4, he will make the play. If it's a 5 or a 6, it's a failed range play. It's a 3, so he makes the play and ends the inning. That's the difference Figueroa has to Fydrich. His outfielders are making those range plays. Fydrich's outfielders are not. So that's a big difference in this game. So that's going to end the inning. Tigers put 2 on, but can't quite get it. That caught stealing really bit them in the butt there. That's where the strategy rules can sometimes backfire on you. So we go to the bottom of the 6th, still tied at 2. Hello, Brandon. How are you doing? As you can see, I'm back to landscape, horizontal instead of that not whole gang version. So I like that much better myself. All right, so hopefully this is the norm, and hopefully yesterday was the exception. All right, so here we go with Carlos May to lead off. 2-2, bottom of the 6th. 2-1 is a potential error on Fydrich. Or not on Fydrich, but on the Tigers. 6-1 is a single to right field. Rusty Stops' error rating is a 5. That's a 9, so no error there, but it will be a single. So a leadoff single for Carlos May. He's 2 for 3. His attempt is a 1, so we'll see if he can steal it. Or, I'm sorry, get a jump. He does not, but it is a 20, so we're going to check the pickoff, see if Mark Fydrich can pick him off. It's not a 1, so he can't pick him off. But infield now is at double play depth, so Nettles will turn to a 3. If we get a double play chance. 6-3 is a strikeout chance. That's a 13, but you lose 3 from the stadium, makes him a 10, so 14's above that. No strikeout. Nettles, 3-2. And that's going to be a home run to center field. That H8 is a home run to center field right here. Split chance. If it was a lefty pitching, it'd be a fly to center. But instead of that D or T or S, it's an H. That's a home run to center field. Very few players actually have that on their cards. But with his 32 home runs, he gets it. It's a 2-run bomb for Greg Nettles. So Greg Nettles, straightaway center field, just ripped a Fydrich fastball. And now the Yankees grab a 4-2 lead. And Fydrich has now given up 4 runs just like he did in the real game. So he's got to bear down here. Gamble, 3-2. 3-2 is a blank, so we go to Gamble's card. 3-6, he's going to fly to left. Out number 1. 1 down for Sandy Alomar. 4-5. 4-5 is a blank, so we go on to Alomar's card. 5-4, and he's going to fly to right. So that's 2 down. But damage still done. People are still in the stands, still oohing and on about that Nettles bomb. Here's Fydrich. 2-2 is also another blank on Fydrich's card. Go to Chicken Stanley. 4-6. He's going to hit a single to right field, so a 2-out single. And he does not have any attempts, so he's not going to try it. Here's Mick the Quit. That's a 1. That's not going to happen. You have to roll a 20 to try for the pickoff. 3-2 is another blank, so getting a lot of blanks on Fydrich. Rivers, 4-3. And against a right-hander, that's a ground ball to second. Against a lefty, that's been a base hit. But this is simply a ground ball to the second baseman. But 2 runs on the 2-run homer by Greg Nettles. And after the Tigers took a 2-0 lead in the top of the 1st, the Yankees have come back and taken a 4-2 lead here after 6. Have to wonder how long Fydrich can continue. Bullpen activity for the Tigers. And they do have Steve Grilly, a right-hander, and Jim Crawford, a left-hander. Both of those are loosening in their bullpen just in case. Not going to use John Hiller because there's no save situation. So here is Aurelio Rodriguez to start off the top of the 7th. He is 1 for 2. 3-1 is a strikeout chance. He's a 10, but you lose 3 from the stadium, makes him a 7. So the stadium saves him from striking out. He does not strike out. 2-4. Instead, he grounds to third. Nettles makes the play, 1 away. And here is Bruce Kim. Figueroa, 4-5 is a strikeout chance. Kim's a 9, but the -3 again from the stadium makes him a 6. That's an 8. So again, the stadium prevents a strikeout. Kim, 5-4, and he's going to single pass short. So Bruce Kim fought off the tough pitches, got the base hit. His attempt is a 3, but do we really want to, I guess, it's only a 2-run deficit, so I guess we'll keep the strategy rolls in place. 18, nothing's happening anyway, so don't have to worry about it. All right, Yankees at double play depth. And Garcia stepping to the plate. 1-2, that's a strikeout chance. He's a 13, -3 is a 10, but that's a 9, so Garcia, Yankee Stadium can't save him. He's going to strike out. So 2 down, infield back to normal depth for Ron LaFleur. 1-3 is another strikeout chance. He's a 16, -3 is a 13, but that is a 13. So back-to-back strikeouts to end the inning. So we're going to the 7th inning stretch here at Yankee Stadium. With a score 4-2 in favor of the Yankees. And Roy White will step in now. Fydrich has faced 28 batters. He's allowed 34 before he gets tired. So he's going to try to at least pitch the 7th. They may not get a complete game out of him, but they're going to at least try to get him through 7. Unless he really struggles. 2-3 would be a strikeout against a righty, but Roy White as a switch hitter is batting left, so it's a blank. Go to Roy White to finish. 4-4. That is a star line 2, which is a ground ball to short. So Verizor makes that play. And here's the captain, Thurman Munson. He's doubled and grounded out twice. 3-3, and that's back to the ballpark card with that @ sign. So we're going back to Yankee Stadium. Munson has a home run rating of 9, so if he finds these little home run things, the D20 would have to be a 9 or less. 1-3, and it's a star line 2, and that is a ground ball to short again. So Verizor makes both plays here in the bottom of the 7th for 2 quick outs. Bring up the steady Chris Chambliss, 6-1. Would be a walk against the righty, but with the lefty, it's a blank. Go to Chambliss, 3-4. That's a question mark 8. That's a 19, though, and against the right-handed batter, it goes to 19. It's a triple for Chris Chambliss right here. 15 and 19 is a triple. That's a 19. So Chris Chambliss, a 2-out triple. Don't know how many triples he had on the year, but that's on his own card, so he must have had some. So with two outs and the runner at third, and Carlos May, the batter, I guess they'll let Fydrich continue. Although lefty Jim Crawford is ready with Carlos May and Greg Nettles and Gamble, all these lefties coming up. They're going to let him pitch to Carlos May. If he can't get Carlos May, he's probably gone. 4-4, that's blank, so we go to Carlos May's card. 1-6, it's a single pass second, and that's going to do it for Fydrich. He's going to have to exit the ball game as he's given up his 5th run. This a single to Carlos May, and that's going to do it for the Bird. He ran against a buzzsaw in these Yankees, so he will have to leave. And lefty Jim Crawford will be coming on to face the lefty Greg Nettles to try to get out of this and not allow any more runs. So Jim Crawford, the batter, or the pitcher rather. And for Fydrich, he goes 6 2/3. And so far, 5 runs, all earned. The runner on first is his responsibility. All right, so the runner, Carlos May, actually with the score, they still a strategy roll still in play. Carlos May has an attempt of 1. Crawford's a +2, so the attempt is a 3 to get the jump. Nothing's happening, so here's Nettles. 2-3 is a blank for Crawford. Nettles 2-3 again, and he's going to single to center field. Let's see if the runner can get from first to third. First to third on an S8. You lose 1 on your base running rating, but you gain 1 because there's 2 outs, so it's a wash. But LaFleur is a +1, so that's going to add 1 to Carlos May's base running rating. He's a 3, it now becomes a 4. So if this red die is a 4 or less, he will make third base. And he does. So runners are now at the corners. with 2 outs for another lefty, Oscar Gamble. And Nettles he has an attempt of 2, +2 from Crawford. It makes it a 4. But he will not try to steal. So he stays put where he is. And here's Oscar Gamble. 6-6 is a potential wild pitch for Crawford. His wild pitch rating is a 1-9. That is a 9, so it's a wild pitch. It's going to bring in a run. So Crawford uncorks one that Kim can't handle. And that run is charged to Fydrich. He will end the day with 6 earned runs. So that will certainly give his ERA a little bit of a hit. It is now 6-2. 6 unanswered runs by the Yankees. And Nettles is at second with 2 outs. So Crawford has not exactly been the answer. 3-1 is potential error on a throw. Gamble 6-6 is a fly to right, no throw necessary, inning over. But damage done. 2 more runs come in. And at the end of 7, it's Yankees 6 and Tigers 2. So obviously the Bird cannot win it. He most likely is going to be the loser unless the Tigers have an incredible rally here against Figueroa. Now Figueroa can face 32 batters before he tires. He has faced 28. So as we look to the bullpen, they do have Dick Tidrow, Grant Jackson, Sparky Lyle. Any of those 3 could come in. So it looks like, let's see who's coming up for the Tigers. They got a couple, it's a mix of left and right. So they may be looking at Grant Jackson, the lefty. Let's see. But right now they're going to let Figueroa continue. Now, do we want to have Verizon hit? He's 2 for 3, even though he's only a .234 hitter. He is 2 for 3, so they're going to let him swing away. 1-6 is a potential walk, and he will draw that base on balls. So a leadoff walk to Verizon. He's reached base 3 times. So he hasn't been the problem for sure. Here now is Rusty Staub. No more strategy rolls because the run differential is 4, but the innings remaining, 8 and 9, are only 2. So when the run differential exceeds the number of innings before you get to the 9th, strategy rolls are no longer in play. No stolen bases, no wild pitches, none of that stuff. So Rusty Staub, the batter, infield double play depth. 3-3, potential error if there's a throw necessary. Staub 3-5, ground ball to first. So there is going to be a throw because they're going to try for the double play. But the 17 here is too high. Chambliss's error rating is only a 4, so there will not be an error. But there will be a double play check. His double play is a 3, but they were playing double play rating, depth, so that makes him a 4. But Figueroa drops that back down to a 3 with a -1. And the pivot shortstop Stanley is a 0. So the double play rating on Staub is a 3. And they get the double play. 3-6-3. Go figure. So 3-6-3. And 2 quick outs for Willy Horton. 4-1, and that's a foul ball. That's a wild pitch, so it treated as a foul ball. 2-6, and that's a walk plus. So he will definitely walk. Willy Horton, a 2-out walk. And that takes us to Jason Thompson. Figueroa, 2-3 is a walk plus against a lefty. So yet another walk, back-to-back walks. And now Alex Johnson, the batter. Figueroa may be about done here. 3-2 is blank, depending on what Alex Johnson does. 5-5, he grounds to third, and that's going to get Figueroa out of it. But I think Figueroa is probably going to be done. He has now faced looks like 33 batters, so it's 1 over his limit. So he will go 8 innings and most likely get the win. And I do believe, well, they got right-handers coming up. So we'll see. It's probably going to be Grant Jackson, but we'll see. All right, the Tigers are going to make a move in the bullpen. Jim Crawford's going to leave, and Steve Grilly, the right-hander, is going to be coming in to face Alomar, Stanley, and Rivers. So Steve Grilly gets the call as Crawford only faces 2 batters, gives up a hit, but the important thing he gave was a wild pitch that brought a run in. So Ralph Houck didn't think much about that. So here's Alomar against Grilly, 5-4, and that is a blank off of Grilly. So we go to Alomar. 5-2, it's a star line 4, which is a fly to left. 1 away. Brings up the chicken man, Fred Stanley. 6-6 is a question mark, double question mark rather. And a 1-5 against a right-hander is a single, but that's a 14, so it doesn't fall in that category. It's just a blank. Stanley 1-4, and against a right-hander, that's a single past the pitcher. So Fred Stanley, his second hit of the game, he's aboard for Mick the Quick. 5-2 range play. So we're going for a range play of somebody on the Tigers. 6-1 is a ground ball to first. Ground ball to first, and that is Jason Thompson. He is a 3, but they were at double play depth, so that makes him a 2. So his range is a 2. And he won't get it. Had he not been at double play depth, they would have gotten that, but it's a failed range play. So that's going to get past him. Let's see if it's a double or not. It's a 6, so it will be a double. So it's a double down the line. And let's see if Fred Stanley can score on that double to right field. Double to right field, you subtract 1 from the base running rating of the runner. Stanley's base running rating is a 2, so that makes him down to a 1. Staub's a +1, so that brings him back to a 2. So this red die is a 2 or less, he will score. And it's a 1, he does score. So it's an RBI double from Mickey Rivers, as they now make it 7-2, and 7 unanswered by the Yankees. Rivers not going to steal with it 7-2, so we skip all that fiasco. Here's Roy White. 6-3 is blank on Grilly. We go to White. 4-3 is a ground ball to first, and that'll get the runner to to third. He was already on second. So Rivers goes to third now with 2 outs for Thurman Munson. Grilly just trying to get out of this mess. 1-1. He's not tired, so there's no single. 1-1 again. That'll be a single. It's a single to right field by Munson. And, of course, that will score Rivers from third. 2 runs are in this inning. It is now 8-2. And Yankee Stadium faithful in loving it. Fydrich's already been in the showers a long time ago. Probably doesn't know what's happening. 6-5 is a strikeout chance, but Chambliss is a 9. -3 is a 6. That's an 8. Stadium prevents the strikeout. 6-4, he's going to single to left field. So not only does he not strike out, he singles. And that puts runners at first and second for Carlos May. And Ralph Houck really does not want to have to go to another pitcher here. Really's going to have to take one for the team. 3-1 is a blank. Carlos May, 5-3 is a question mark 9, but that's an 18, fortunately for him. This only goes to 14, so that's going to be a fly to right field. And the inning is over. But the last 3 innings, the Yankees have put a 2 spot in the 6th, 7th, and 8th innings, and have just blown this thing open to an 8-2 ball game. And we will now get a new pitcher for the Yankees, and it will be Grant Jackson, the lefty. Doesn't really matter when it's 8-2. Doesn't matter if you bring a righty or a lefty. So they're going to let Grant Jackson finish it out against Aurelio Rodriguez, Bruce Kim, and Garcia, although there might be some pinch hitting going on. Grant Jackson. So Figueroa goes 8 innings and gives up just the 2 runs, both in the first inning on that home run by Willy Horton. After that, it was all downhill. So let's look and see who they have on the bench to pinch hit. Most of their better pinch hitters are left-handed, but they do have Mickey Stanley and they do have John Walkenfuss, that's right-handed. They also have left-hander Ben Ogilvy and left-hander Dan Meyer and right-hander Bill Freehand. So Bill Freehand's going to pinch hit for Bruce Kim. Rodriguez, is he going to stay in there? Rodriguez will stay in there, but for Kim, they're going to have Freehand pinch hit. So Freehand's going to pinch hit for Kim. So they're going to have Rodriguez and then Freehand, and then either probably Mickey Stanley pinch hitting for Garcia. So Rodriguez starts off 4-2, and that's a potential home run against a right-hander, though. Grant Jackson 1-2, 13 fails that, so we skip it and go to Rodriguez. 3-6 is a single to center field, so Aurelio Rodriguez singles, and that'll bring up Bill Freehand, pinch hitter. 6-3 is hit by the pitch chance. He's a +9. He's a 3. He makes it a 12, so that's a 9, so that's a plunk job. So he comes in to pinch hit, and he gets plunked, and he's probably not too happy with Ralph Houck for making him do that. He figured he had the day off. Comes in and gets plunked. So 2 on, nobody out, and Garcia will be lifted for Mickey Stanley. So Mickey Stanley comes in to pinch hit. Not really worried about defense at this point because the likelihood of this going to the bottom of the 9th is pretty much non-existent. All right, here's Mickey Stanley. 5-1's a strikeout chance, but 20's too much. Go to Stanley, 4-4. 4-4 is a double to right field. Against a righty, it's a fly to right, but against a lefty, it's a double to right field. So Mickey Stanley, a pinch hit double. That'll score a run. I don't think Freehand is going to be able to do anything. In fact, I probably should have put a pinch runner in for him, but that's okay. It doesn't really matter. He's only a BR of 1, so highly unlikely he would have a chance to score. To right field, the right fielder's arm. Gamble's a +1. That makes it a 2. And to get a double to right, you lose 1, so it's back down to a 1. So if the red die is a 1, he scores. 2 through 5, you hold. 6, he's out. And you have to hold. All right, so he will hold at second base. But Grant Jackson hasn't really fooled anybody yet. So Billy Martin not too happy about that. And he has got Dick Tidrow loosening in the bullpen. See if Dick Tidrow can finish the game out if Grant Jackson can't. Here's LaFleur. And the infield is back. They're not playing the infield in at all with the score like it is. Score is 8-3. They're not going to play the infield in. 1-4 is a walk chance. He walks at a 12 against a lefty. -2 is a 10, but that's a 7. So it will be a walk, and the bases are now loaded. So how about that? They're going to pull Grant Jackson. He just didn't have it. He can't get anybody out. So he's coming out of there, and Dick Tidrow is going to have to come in. It's going to almost be a save situation. They might have to go to Sparky Lyle before the game's over if they keep this up. But right now, Tidrow was in, and Grant Jackson didn't get anybody out. He faced 4 batters and walked 1, hit 1, and gave up 2 hits. So not exactly a stellar performance. And here's Verizon. Now, with the righty in the game, they're going to pinch hit with a tough lefty, Ben Ogilvy. So Ben Ogilvy will pinch hit for Verizon. Even though he's gotten 3 hits, I just don't like his average. So we're going to pinch hit with Ben Ogilvy, who's a much better hitter. So I am going to eschew what he did in the actual game, thinking he's already used up all his hits. So here is Dick Tidrow, bases loaded and nobody out. Infield playing at normal double play depth. 5-1. That's a ballpark card. So we go over here to the ballpark, Yankee Stadium. His home run is a 20. So if he finds any of these 4, that's going to be a grand slam. And then things get very interesting. 4-1, he will not. He grounds to first. So potential double play, and in fact, he's got a double play rating of 4. So with the infield at halfway, that becomes a 5. So unless this is a 6, it's going to be a double play. And it's a double play. The run will score. It's inconsequential probably at this point. And Stanley goes to third. But now the 3-6-3 double play really kills the rally. Score is now 8-4. And Rusty Staub, the last hope for the Tigers. 6-6 is a strikeout chance. He strikes out as a 6, but that's a -3, so that 6 will not be a strikeout. Go to Staub. 1-6 is a star line 6, fly to center, and that's going to do it. So it looked like the Tigers might have something cooking here in the 9th, but that double play really took it out of them. Final score, 8-4, favor the Yankees. And the Yankees won the real game 4-3, so not surprised that the Yankees won it, just kind of surprised that it got out of hand like it did. I guess when you get the bullpen in there, all bets are off. So let's see, let's do the totals here real quick. They were kind of nasty. For the Tigers, let's see, 2 hits, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I got them for 8 hits. 4 runs, 8 hits, and was there an error? Nope, just bad range plays. So no errors. And for the Yankees, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. I got the Yankees for 16 hits unofficially. And again, no errors. So unofficially, just real quick, I've got the Yankees 8-16-0, Tigers 4-8-0. Now Fydrich went 6 2/3. How many of those hits did Fydrich give up? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I got Fydrich giving up 11 hits. So that's certainly going to up his hits allowed total pretty big. So rough outing to say the least for the Bird. His return back to Yankee Stadium after that famous Monday night game did not go well, obviously. So he will try to rebound when he gets to go back to the friendly confines of Tiger Stadium and welcomes in the Cleveland Indians. He's got a score to settle with the Indians because he lost a tough game against them in Cleveland recently. So he's looking to see if he can get back on track on start number 17 and see what he can do. All right, so I appreciate everybody that was joined in that was here live to see this and see me actually play a game where the screen was actually horizontal, which was always a benefit. So thank you, Derek Dodgers Royals fan, the Rear Admiral Clinton Parks, RJL 518, Brandon Baker, Derek. See, I already said Derek. Who else am I missing here? So I think that's all I see in the chat. Just those 4. So there were 9 people watching. So some folks just wanted to watch and stay anonymous, which is perfectly fine. I appreciate even the unspoken people I appreciate them watching and hopefully enjoying this Mark Fydrich replay. Next video probably will be the White Sox 1977 Stratomatic season recap, where I recap all the stats and compare them against the real life stats and see how close Stratomatic Game Engine came to replaying the 1977 White Sox statistics. So that'll be the next video, probably Friday, I'm guessing, or in a couple days. I doubt it's going to be tomorrow, but who knows? It depends on what my schedule is and how my energy level is and how things are going. I do have a couple days off after Labor Day, so I've got a 5-day weekend coming up. So I'm certainly going to be looking forward to playing some more games. I just did order another Inside Pitch season, so that's on the way. Just ordered it the other day. I got a message saying it was shipping today. So hopefully that comes in over the weekend, and then I'll be able to break into that. And I've done a full season replay now with History Maker Baseball and with Stratomatic. So my next focus is to do a full season replay with Inside Pitch. I know I'm doing a Fydrich replay, but I'm talking about a full team replay for the whole 162 games. And so I'm thinking about doing that with the 1982 season that is on the way. So let's see. Clinton, you're at the post office? I did not know that. How about that? RJL, the team I'm picking, is a team I grew up watching, or at least watching some of their stars anyway in the minor leagues, and that is the Atlanta Braves. So I'm going to do Atlanta Braves replay. I know I did Atlanta Braves replay in History Maker, but that was 1987. This is 1982 when they were actually good. So I want to actually do a team that actually won something, and I also wanted to do a team or a season or a team where there was no DH whatsoever. And so since there's no interleague play, there'll be no DHs. Pitchers will bat every time. I'm able to go on to the Inside Pitch website and download the few additional players that aren't carded. So we'll have some of the marginal guys handy as well. And so that'll be coming up probably next week. That will start up next week. Yes, they did. They won the NL East and lost to the Cardinals in the NLCS. They also started the season 13-0, which was pretty good. But I remember as a kid teenager, whatever you want to call it, watching guys like Brett Butler and Dale Murphy and Ken Daly and some of those guys, Steve Bedrosian, all come up through the minors that were on the Braves team. So that, plus they were on the Superstation, which was plus the minor leagues, that kind of was a double connection going on there. So, and of course the 82 World Series I think is underrated, because you had the Harvey Wallbangers from the Brewers against the Rabbits of Whitey Herzog. So you couldn't have had two more contrasting styles of World Series teams. So that's also something that could be done as a World Series thing. But I really want to play the 82 Braves. I do have the 82 season on Stratomatic, so I will use their PC game to enter the stats, or to put in the stats. but I'm going to, unlike the one I just did with the White Sox, where I let the computer play some of the games, I want to play every game manually because there is no computer version, or at least there is a computer version of Inside Pitch, but it doesn't, it's not very good as far as season replays. It only plays the team you're playing, and that's it. There's no autoplay or anything like that. So that'll be what my attempt is going to be. At least that's my thought. I mean, I may play a couple practice games with it and say, I'd rather, do something on payoff pitch or whatever. But right now, my initial thought is to do the 1982 Atlanta Braves season. But like I said, it's subject to change. I know my next replay of any sort is going to be without DH. I know this one still has DH, but when I get into a team replay, it's going to be no DH because I really prefer the no DH style of play without going back, necessarily to the dead ball era. Thank you, Brandon. I appreciate the kind words. Like I said, I was very, very happy that the screen went back to normal, so that you don't feel like you're, outside the stadium looking through a knothole trying to watch the game. So, unfortunately, the score couldn't be closer, but you can't always determine that. I mean, it was close for a while. It was, 2-2 after 5, so that was pretty good. But then the Yankees just took over, innings 6, 7, and 8, scoring 2 runs apiece. So that's going to do it from here. I'm sure someone will probably be streaming tonight. I don't know if RJL will, or Rob, or Earl, or someone will probably be streaming tonight. So check out whoever's streaming and enjoy what they're putting out, their product, and whatever season replays or one-offs or whatever the season thing may be. Oh, Giants and Astros. Okay, there you go. All right, so check out RJL, 8 o'clock tonight, Giants and Astros on Payoff Pitch, 1994 wild card playoff game. All right, so that's going to do it from here. Till next time, enjoy playing whatever game you choose to play, however you choose to play it. Stay safe out there, and as usual, I will see you all down the road.